How to invest your first $1,000 in less than 5 minutes confidently. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I invested my first $1,000 into the stock and index fund and how you can also do the same. The tools you need, the resources, and all the details and the jargons that you hear about stocks, I will try to explain them as if I'm explaining to a 6-year-old child. So first of all, to buy stocks or index fund or bonds or anything, which I'm going to explain later, you need what we call a brokerage account. What is a brokerage account? Think of a brokerage account like a bank account. But this time around, we need an account that we can use to buy, sell, transact in these kind of assets. When we say assets, we talk about the stocks. So buying the stock of a company, you need a brokerage account to be able to buy and sell, just like you need a bank account to be able to send money and receive money. So brokerage accounts are accounts that will help you to interact with these assets like stocks, assets, index funds, and stuff like that. Okay, perfect. If you live in the US, here are some great brokerage accounts like Fidelity and Vanguard. But if you live or any other place, you can go ahead to use Interactive Brokers. This is by consensus. A lot of people actually trust this platform, and that is what I'm using for my investment as well. So you have to open a brokerage account, fill in the details, all the things they need, just like opening a bank account. And once you have your brokerage account set, we move on to step 2. Step 2 is you need to fund your brokerage account. So you're going to connect your brokerage account with any bank account, or you might not have to even connect the bank account, but you can just send fund into the account. So in our case, we want to invest our first $1,000, but you can simply send $100 first, or however you want to do it. It's just like a bank transfer. So you're just sending money into the brokerage account. So now that you've funded your brokerage account, it is time for us to buy the stocks or the index fund or any asset that we want to buy. To make our lessons very clear, I would like to explain to you what are these assets. First of all, we have stocks, we have index funds, we have bonds. But for a complete beginner, I believe all you need to know is what is a stock and what are index funds. First of all, a stock is actually a portion of a company. So let's say a company is worth billions of money, but these are breaking down into stocks, that is shares that you can actually buy. You can simply type in like Tesla stocks or shares or anything, and you can see the general price that they are selling it at. And you may be able to buy the stocks or the shares on this platform. So now you have a brokerage account, you can buy any stock or share that you want to buy. But as a beginner, how are you able to select the best stocks or shares? Because companies are either making a profit or they are making a loss. They are either growing or they are falling. When it comes to investment, this is where we are going the long term. So you are not putting money to look for it tomorrow. Did it go up or did it come down? So you might be able to select a good stock or not. But based on experience, you have no knowledge. You are not able to see the balance sheet. You are not able to see the income statement. You are not able to see the cash flow. All these are huge terms that we learn in business that you can also learn for yourself, what we call cash flow. That is, what is the rate at which money is coming in and money is going out. A company without a good cash flow is on the verge of actually failing because they are not able to manage their cash. They are losing or they are spending more than they are getting back. And this company is just on the verge of actually collapsing. Some companies may also seem this way, but there are other factors that may be the reason why they are losing money, but in the long term they may make money. And you, as a complete beginner to trading or investing, you might not know all this information. So for us complete beginners, we're going to take the conservative way of investment. We're going to follow the steps of one of the greatest investors of our time, Warren Buffett, who have always been talking about index funds. So what are index funds? So now we are shifting our attention from individual stocks all the way to index fund. So what is an index fund? So when we talk about an index fund, this is a basket that contains series of other stocks. So rather than buying one stock, you decide to buy an index fund, and an index fund contains different stocks of different companies. One of the greatest examples that we can give over here is the S&P 500, which is an index fund that tracks 500 of the top American companies, or companies that are situated in the USA. So these are some of the top companies, 500 of the top companies that has performed very well with a huge track record of good return on investment. That is, when you put your money in, you're definitely going to get a great return on investment. It is stable. It doesn't go very high or it doesn't go very low. That is why it is ideal for beginner investors. And one of the key principles of investing is not trying to look smart or trying to outsmart the market. It's all about actually having a strategy that you follow. So we are trying to invest long term, and we just want to put the money and forget. We are not going to be day traders or swing traders. We are just going to put in our money and invest it. So you can buy your first index fund, which is the S&P 500. There are different versions of this that you can actually buy because there are different indexes that actually track the same S&P 500. So now that I've explained the difference between a stock and an index fund, we get to understand that buying the stock of Tesla is like buying one stock, but buying the S&P 500, which tracks all the 500 companies including Tesla and all these big companies, then you are putting yourself in a safe ground because some of the companies might make a profit that year, some might fall. But you having a diversified portfolio, it helps you to reduce the risk and your losses. So if we're on the same page, we can move on to buy our first stock or index fund. Personally, I've gone through a lot of index funds and I've checked it, and I just want to play safe. I don't have much knowledge about the stocks, and I'm not going to give any sort of investment advice over here, but here are some of the things that I purchased that are in my portfolio. First of all, these are some companies that I actually have a personal feel to, and I just went ahead to buy them. So I have on Amazon, Google, J&J, Johnson & Johnson. But then the most important thing is buying an S&P 500 index fund. There are different kinds of indexes that track the S&P 500. One of them is VOO, which is Vanguard's own index fund that tracks the S&P 500. We also have SPY, which also tracks the S&P 500. So based on this, you can do your research and start to buy some index funds and other stuffs. I'm just going to keep the message over here. So this is all I know about index fund, and just to explain to you what you can do, but you can check out other accounts and other videos on what people are actually buying. Do your own research and find some index funds and check the expense ratio, how much it's going to cost you to hold such a fund or hold such an index fund in your portfolio. So knowing all this information, that you can make an informed decision. But in today's video, all I wanted you to understand is investing in the stock market is as easy as just opening a bank account, because all you need is a brokerage account that will allow you to buy, sell, and transact with these assets, which are stocks, index funds, mutual funds, bonds, and even sometimes crypto. So this is all you needed to know today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you found this helpful, please like and leave a comment down below. I'll be very happy to see it. I'm a very new channel, so I need your help and support to push it to the algorithm, and I'll see you next time in the next videos with something useful. Take care. See you in the next videos. Bye-bye.